Thank you. You've been brilliant. And in terms of the World Cup, we won't see you again, surely, Roy.
No, it was amazing. Just a bit too much today, and then obviously the centre.
Sarvi Ramu se
again,
है
but his efforts, his
Sarvi
stance,
Ramu se
performances for the World
कहते मैं
Cup.
उनका खेलना दो
It is mind-boggling. And sorry, what a beautiful trophy this is. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, all the plaudits got absolutely fantastic. But they were running on fumes today, and Spain just wore them down. And even at towards the end, I haven't said that we were still watching it. Us going, let's see if might do something. And they end up creating that one chance. But
And he won the World Cup. Let's not forget, he has won the World
of
Cup.
course.
So
He's won all the big tries, of course. Yeah, let's not cry ourselves to sleep tonight over it. And there's a lot of things we necessarily you might like about Argentina. With a stick at it. Such a street fighter.
when they were 2-0 down to Egypt, I didn't think in a million years we'd be seeing them here today. So the fact they've got this far, but just one too far against a team who just have such good control.
We're talking about another nearly 120 minutes game for someone like Messi, and he's done it again. And I think today with Spain and the way they keep the ball, and it's very difficult for Argentina, as tough as they are and as the warriors that they are, to try and get him the ball for him to do anything. But we still saw right at the death there, in a couple of instances, it was still him at 39 who was creating those chances. It's going to be interesting to see, you know what I mean, because you have to say that he probably is coming to the end of it internationally, how they move from here, Argentina, without him, because he has been absolutely unbelievable for them.
And as I think you said earlier, Gary, with Messi goes a level of aura and intimidation as well. People will be lining up, there he is, in the tunnel when they next play Argentina. But he's not there and go, oh, right, okay, we've got a bit more of a chance here than maybe we thought.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there'll be a huge drop-off, not just actually with him, because the rest of this team, the average age of that Argentina team today was 30.
There's Ramos and Messi, yeah.
A lot of them are coming towards...
yes.
A lot of them are coming towards the end of their careers. It's not just him. And it's been the end of, obviously, a great side who've got to sort of what would be successive finals. So it's not just Messi, but obviously they are going to lose him massively. There'll be a massive revamp, a massive reset for the country. I think they're more than capable and maybe not as good as Messi is producing players for the future. Again, I wouldn't worry too much about that. Huge loss.
World Cup overall, Roy, what would you say? How would you mark it?
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed Brooklyn. Yeah, I've enjoyed the games. I've enjoyed watching the attacking players. But it's great we see Spain, like the last Euros, we see the top teams turning up. And again, I go back to it.
And the top boys as well, Roy. The top boys.
The top lads turn up, the attacking players. But I'm also delighted to see a team like Spain where defensively they've got a foundation and pride in defending. We can never forget about that part of the game. It's so important. You've got to have both to win these big prizes.
Gary, your overall verdict on the World Cup?
I think the final wasn't the best game, which is obviously something that will last in people's minds, but it's been, I think, fantastic. It really has. The setting of the games, the Cape Verde story, which obviously cements the participation of 48 teams, and the best football team won it. And I think football was the winner at the end. I think it would have been if Argentina had won that game at the end and scrapped over the line.
I think a lot of people here in America might have gone, is that what football's all about? You play like that, you're world champion.
It wouldn't have been right. I think Spain were the deserved winner. The refereeing throughout the tournament was outstanding. I do think the referee, possibly in the England game and maybe today, could have got a grip of the Argentinians a lot quicker. But generally, it's been very. Yeah, but we shouldn't be too harsh on Argentina. I'm getting a bit fed up with everyone and criticise Argentina because you have to find different ways to win. Yeah. Argentina, brilliant team. Yeah. They can't be all as stylish and brilliant as Spain. So you have to find a different way. So they deserve it today, but go easy on the losers.
You know, I think, like again, the best team did win. I think they've been the best team in the tournament, but I think that from a tournament point of view, I don't think we can just brush over things that's happened in this tournament and things that's happened for me personally. The way that the Iranian team were treated, for me, you know, as a sportsman, they deserve their chance to have a fair crack at it. Same with the referee. I think things like that shouldn't be forgotten because obviously once the game starts, we forget about those things. But again, football is the winner here, but we can't forget those.
No, we shouldn't forget it. I think the three hosts have been excellent.
Yes.
Pau Kubasi is the young player of the tournament. One day he's had young player of the tournament and a World Cup winner. The three hosts have been extremely welcoming. I'm thinking immediately of the reaction of the Mexicans towards England.
Yeah, 2018 সালের এই 2018
The three hosts have been extremely welcoming.
2018 সালের বিশ্বকাপে
জার্মানি
জার্মানি এমনি নিছে এক কোন না তারা
Around the Odyssey, and I just heard a chap saying in the shopping centre, oh, France have scored another goal.
Yes.
And I just thought, it's interesting. Just Americans in the way that we have at home.
Yeah, what you should have done is gone to Toy Story. There's other movies out there.
But it does look like as if, to some extent, in the States here, particularly because Mexico's a football country, we know anyway, people are understanding why we're
Yeah, I think so. It all helps. Listen, there's obviously always challenges in World Cups. We had it in Qatar, we had it in Russia, etc. But also, we're footballing people. We have to admire the football. We see young kids like that getting awards and winning World Cup. And that's what the game's about. Because when we were growing up, imagine, we mentioned players before the game. Imagine in the tunnel, playing in the World Cup final.
Amazing.
Wow.
19.
Wow.
Everybody's talking about him as well, Roy, about, oh, let's see how he does in the World Cup. So again, when you look at someone like Spain will, the goalkeeper,
Golden Glove Award. Well, you would be if you conceded one goal. You would be the Golden Glove.
talk about like a 19-year-old. The same we saw what they've done with Lamine Yamal. You know, they'll play those youngsters in these big games. You think, oh, let's see how they go. And he's ended up with the young player of the tournament. Good for him.
Please don't do what every
ये फाइनल हो
Done with Lamine Yamal. You know, they'll play those youngsters in these big games. You think, oh, let's see how they go. And he's ended up with the young player of the tournament. Good for him.
Please don't do what Evi Martinez did. Just say thank you very much indeed. Don't embarrass your mum.
I also think, Mark, that Jude Bellingham has not just been loved by every young kid in our country. I think he's been loved by every kid around the world. I think he's become an absolute hero in many young global.
England captain, Gary.
Yeah, an absolutely incredible tournament he's had. So, special mention for him. But he's been brilliant, the goalkeeper. He's been so aggressive, so proactive. He's out of his goal all the time. He was absolutely brilliant.
So the young player is the Spain centre-back and the Golden Glove winner is the goalkeeper. That's it. And you were talking about the fact that per value, the Spanish team would be nothing like the French team. He plays for Bilbao. So on the Euros and the World Cup, he will win far more with Spain than he ever does with his club.
Look, there are a few Spanish players who are worth big money, but let's be clear, that squad would not be worth anything like the value of the French, the English, the Portuguese, the German squad probably even, and yet they're by far the best team. Playing the tournament,
Unbelievable.
Why are we talking about money? We should be talking about money. Come on. Hey, just because we're in New York, it's all about the dollar. Country player of the tournament.
See him get that. It's amazing for what's happened to him.
Spanish Kings in there as well. Oh yes, Bellingham. ACL.
Unbelievable.
Maria Solano. Maria Solte. Solves.
तुम्हारा बंद कर लो
Not to bar रखना. 7 मिनट वीडियो है.
वीडियो करते
7 मिनट के लिए से.
The highest scoring tournament in two generations.
हैं बरे
लगी देगा.
वो डू नॉट डंडे पर आते थे
अरे तो की कर ले.
वो डू नॉट डंडे में पर आते थे
ए तू बोला बता बे.
Smallest country ever to reach.
वो पुटी रूम है यार अलग तो मामले आजके मास्टर
और अल्लाह से बोलने के बहुत बहुत कर दम रे.
तू रूम आती
কেডা ঠিকই আছে তারে তারা গেলে থাকবে গাইলা
ডাক্তার একটা স্বর্ণ দিয়ে আমি বিশ্বকাপের তো মতো স্বর্ণ না তোর চাবি বানায় দেব রাখ চিন্তা করিস না
And how amazing he is, regardless of what the score was today.
Zlatan, how lucky we are to have seen him play for the last 25 years.
I mean, we have enjoyed him. We have enjoyed him during this World Cup. He has not. I know he said he didn't win the World Cup, but listen, he had an amazing World Cup. He kept this team alive. He did some amazing stuff. He had moments where he was human. He had moments where he was not a human. And I hope he can continue to play as much as possible so we can enjoy him even more. Will we see him in another World Cup? I don't know, you never know. But we have enjoyed him and we're happy he plays the game because we're going to be very sad when he stops playing.
What we have learned, Thierry, is to never bet against him.
No, it takes a team like Spain to be able to beat Argentina and like I mentioned before,
এতে কি আগের ম্যাচটা
if they won today, they would have done something that I don't know if it would have been possible to do that, to win 4 major competitions in a row. They were very short and close, to do it. And look at what it means to him. If you ever have any doubt of it, this guy still have some fire in his belly. Look at him. Look at what it means. Look at this. Everyone is clapping because you're looking at him. And this is what it meant, what it means to him. He won already, well, everything. And look at the guy. country and how much he puts into it. And you have to give a lot of credit also to Scaloni, because when he arrived in the national team, he didn't look like he was going to be that way. And they did it all together with their fans. They came short today, but thank you, Argentina, once again. And Leo, I don't know what to say anymore about this guy. You know, he came short. Yes, let's just listen to this.
A moment in history as he takes the love from the crowd. Let's take you back to John Strong and Stu Holden for the lifting of the World Cup.
Rebecca, the frightening thing isn't just that Spain have won the World Cup without trailing at any point, while only conceding one goal, while already being the European champions. Really, the frightening thing is the fact that Spain were already world champions. A lot of them were in Sydney 3 years ago as their goal won the World